Amima TV.
If you've never been in a situation where you need an attorney, you may never know the benefits of a lawyer to you and the society. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legal Digest on Amima TV, capturing every moment in style. My name is Marcelina Okalo, and here with me is a special guest and a phenomenal attorney. He's the founding and managing partner at NetPlus Ultra and currently leads its civil litigation and election petition team. He's presently the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate, Edo State. You may love to know that he's a graduate of Ambrose Ali University, AAU, EPUMA. I'm sure all alma maters are excited about him and this. He's a lovely husband and a father of two. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Barrister Anderson, you Asemota. Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure being here.
So I have several questions for you.
Okay.
My first question, well, the topic we are treating today is the modeling, the industry, and the law. My first question to you is, do models need lawyers? And if they do, what are the opportunities for collaboration within the law firm for models and even the modeling agencies?
Well, fantastic question. To answer your question, yes, I would say yes to the affirmative. You know, models, just like every other person who is into one business or the other, modeling is a business. Whether for the company or the models themselves, is a business. In whatever form of collaboration, there has to be a legal framework to regulate the actions and the relationships of both parties. You know, the absence of proper legal framework to direct, to guide, and protect the individual who go into modeling and all that are the basis for the many breakdown of law and order that we experience in most of these modeling companies, the agencies, and the model directors and the models themselves. You know, there appear to be a lot of, permit me to say, harakiri, you know, some kind of kerfuffle, know, some, jiggery-pokery sort of that we witness every now and then from most of these modeling companies and their models. You know, at the time you find the models going against the company. Some of that time you find the company going against the models. You know, sometimes you now start asking yourself, were there no proper legal framework, you know, orchestrated at the genesis of the entire event? There has to be.
It is very important. People
have to be protected. You know, the world right now, like they say, a global village, but it has not gone beyond that stage where you enter into any transaction without being protected. Everybody should have a lawyer. Just the same way we advocate that every family needs a doctor, needs to have his own doctor. That's exactly, everybody needs to have their own lawyer. Even a man working in this trade needs a lawyer.
Wow.
You know, recently a group of guys came to me and said they need a lawyer. I said, okay, fine. For what case or what matter do you have? You know what they said? They said, no, we don't have matter yet, but we know we will have problem tomorrow.
Wow.
So we need protection. And I agree with that. I said, yes, very wise decision. You need protection. And good enough, the following day, or should I say unfortunately, the following day, they were accosted by some police officers who assaulted them, and they quickly called me. They took them to the police for no reason whatsoever, simply because they alleged that they were Yahoo boys. They just saw them on the street and they said, oh, you are Yahoo boys, go and bring us some amount of money. Take us to the ATM and let us withdraw. And they quickly called us. So we ran there, we got there, and we were able to stop the police, this personnel who are merely masquerading as police officers. Because most times, these persons who are doing these things, they are not even police Real policemen, even though there are few occasions where they are. So we're able to, when they saw that the lawyers were coming in and the people took off, so he rescued them. Otherwise, they would have made away with their ATM card.
I would like to say something. This policeman assaults innocent people in the name of policemen. How do you get to know the difference? How do you get to know who they are when you don't even know them? Or how do you stand on your right in that sense?
Well, first, you see, like I said earlier, that's another reason. To further answer your question, that's another reason you need a lawyer.
Because we're in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's another reason you need a lawyer. Because a lawyer can easily identify who, because there are questions a lawyer would ask or would put forward, to actually ascertain whether or not these persons. So there are ways, when you get, recently, we also get fake people, even in our profession, legal practice. Recently, they caught one who said he has been practicing for God knows how many years.
Wow.
They've been practicing. So there are questions they will put to you that you would elicit from the persons to know. It will determine, the way the person will respond will make you know that, this one is not a lawyer. So that's the same way. So there are questions you put to these so-called officers, and we will know whether or not they are police officers. But as a Nigerian, first of all, you have your fundamental right clearly protected by the Constitution. Your fundamental right as encapsulated in Section 33 down to 44. Then they are clearly enshrined in Section 33 down to Section 44 thereabout of the Constitution. So from your right to life, privacy, dignity of the human person, freedom of religion, association, peaceful assembly, and what have you, even to your own movable and immovable property. They are all guaranteed there. So when an individual, when you know your right in this regard, because those sections, they are actually omnibus section. Each of those sections, they are pregnant. They have their grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and what have you. So when clearly explained and stressed, you realize that every right, every unfortunate event that an individual go through in Nigeria, they've actually been provided for in the Constitution. But due to ignorance,
that's the word.
Yes, due to ignorance, you see, they are clearly unable to assert this right.
Okay, so let me cut you here. You said due to ignorance, and there was the first question I asked, and you began to answer. You said it's a business. Modeling is a business. So bringing you back to the modeling industry.
Yes, that's right.
You said modeling is a business. So this ignorance also plays out because most models, they come in young, they come in innocent, they don't even have an idea that what they are doing is a business. Yes. So they need lawyers. How do you come in? So what should be the first thing in the mind of a young lady who wants to be a model? What should be her first step? Is it to go straight to an agency? What about the exploitation, like you mentioned? Or is it to get a lawyer first to explain her dreams and ideas? And then the financial implications as well. I think you should touch on that.
Brilliant question. The idea is basically not to go to the agency first. Most times, you see, the same thing we say for artists in the entertainment industry. All right? The moment you said, I want to become an artist in whatever form, and you want to work with a bigger brand, or you envisage working with a bigger brand, whether or not there's a bigger brand even in the first place, you need a lawyer first. You see, your lawyer is your first port of call. You see, I have a client. The only time the man does not call me is when he has a headache.
Wow.
You understand? I met the man recently, but since I met him, I know everything about his family. Wow. Whenever they want to make decisions, there are times the man that they've made some decisions, the man will call me. This is the decision we have made. Is this right? Can this thing be protected tomorrow in the event that XYZ is a fallout of it, Then I will not advise and I will not guide properly. Sometimes the man will say, no, I want you to document it.
Wow.
You see, that's a smart, individual, somebody who have come to understand that even the entire universe is regulated by law. God himself operates by law. You understand? That's what you see in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. Let there be, thou shalt not. Those are laws.
Oh.
All right? So God himself operates by law. And that is what a model who wants to go into the modeling business, the first thing he or she needs is a lawyer. Her own lawyer, not a lawyer that will be given to her by the company. All right? You should have your own lawyer first, because the company setting will also have his own lawyer. So that by the time you go in there, as far as the relationship between yourself and that company is concerned, the company has its own framework, has its own modalities, which most times they are regulated, controlled by the lawyer of the company. But you see, how do you know that every clause or clauses that are being inserted into that document are to your own advantage?
Absolutely.
You see, that's where your lawyer comes in. Your lawyer is the one that will not read and say, no, this clause is terrible. Recently, a client of mine wanted to take loan from the bank. He brought the document for me, and I saw an hidden clause inside the document. And I told him, I know, sir. So we wrote to the bank and said, no, this clause is injurious to my client. We have to review this clause. Either you are obliterating it completely or we are modifying it. And they agree to obliterate it completely from the document. You see, that is where the lawyer, you cannot overemphasize the importance of a lawyer.
Absolutely.
To a model. Because every day we enter into a contract. And the contract can, whether it is oral or written. Whether it is oral or written, they are contract. Because the law recognizes both of them. All right? The payroll contract, which is the oral one, the other one. Because every day there is a meeting of the mind. I want to do this. People want to give a loan. You want to enter into this transaction with you. I want to be a model. It is my dream and all that. You need protection. So it is your lawyer that will first of all advise you. Your lawyer, people don't even understand that your lawyer too can even start taking steps to reach out to some of these organizations. He or she knows.
Wow.
To also help you.
Amazing.
Sometimes the lawyer may have some clients who are into the modeling business, some companies. And they will say, oh, I have someone, she's very smart, she will fit into your this thing and all that. So you bring them in.
Absolutely.
If you don't have, you can know a friend, a colleague who is a lawyer to a big company. All right? And you said, okay, I have a client and she's interested. So everything. You see, but I think our people, they rather want to, they don't want to pay the lawyer.
Okay,
so they wait.
I love that you stepped into this. So viewers, I'm sure that you're learning a lot, because for me, this is super, super enlightening. I'd like us to come back to this conversation. So, when a purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, and this has been quite enriching, and I'm sure most of you or everyone viewing and watching is learning a lot. So beyond modeling, it could also serve in your various industries. All right, so we'll have to go on a commercial break and get back. When we come back, we'll talk about the financial implications and the costs, because we know that getting a lawyer is a big deal. You want to get informed on legal matters, knowing your rights and what you need to do. Hook up with a girl on Legal Digest. And you want to know the biggest happenings in town, local and international content. You want to know the biggest gigs in the city, in Africa, and around the globe. Hook up with a girl on special events. I remain your girl, Marcelina Okalo, right here on Amima TV, capturing every moment in style.
Amima TV, capturing every moment in style.